Hello, Marvel fam. Welcome to episode of Marvel Talk with your hosts,
Nick
and Chris. And we got some really big news we really need to talk with you all about.
That's right. So today I saw something on TikTok about the unfortunate news that was announced apparently 5 days ago that Sony is letting go the two leads who made Spider-Verse.
Yes, Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Which is kind of a huge surprise because of how successful they've done with the Spider-Verse and everything. And, this takes them back a while from like when WB shot them down off of, Batman Beyond, which could have been so huge. And then Sony taking them and be like, yeah, we can make Spider-Man again. You guys can have this lead control and do your art and whatever. And it became such a massive success to the point where they are now making like a whole trilogy that is connected to, the MCU's multiverse. So now for them to kind of just let that go and everything, it's just crazy. Wow, we have an article here, because like the video that I sent was some guy talking about it on Twitter, but this is a full-on report coming from the World of Real. Christopher, so a huge shout out to them for allowing us to do this and to cover what they have to say in more depth. So Christopher, would you like to read it?
All right, so Puck is reporting that Sony will not be renewing its contract with Lord Miller after parties endured a heated fight over the budget of the upcoming Nick Cage-led Spider Noir.
That's supposed to be live action.
Yeah. The duo signed a 5-year, 9-figure TV deal with the studio in 2019, with the idea being that they oversee a slate of Spider-Man projects. Sony is coming off comic book office bombs. Morbius and Madam Web and Lord and Miller were the only creatives to turn in acclaimed Spidey content for them. Might Lord and Miller's ouster also have to do with complaints reported last year about their managerial style while overseeing Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. Crew members ranging from artists to production executives who have worked anywhere from 5 to a dozen years in the animation business described the process of making the $150 million Sony product as a uniquely arduous, involving a relentless kind of revisionism and death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Oof. Paper cuts.
And staff claimed that they were pushed to work more than 11 hours a day, 7 days a week, for more than a year to make up for time lost, and were forced back to the drawing board as many as 5 times to revise work during the final rendering stage. This kind of creative chaos has been a constant in Lord and Miller's career. I feel like a version of this story comes out every time they're involved with a new project. It also makes me think twice about the actual reason why they left the Star Wars film Solo. They were fired from the project by Lucasfilm after over 4.5 months of filming, about 3/4 through principal photography. And Lucasfilm stated that firing was due to creative differences, while EW reported that Lord and Miller were going off script and trying to make a film into more of a comedy. 2 days later, Ron Howard was announced as their replacement. And Lord and Miller are currently shooting Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling, which is said to be their first directional effort since exiting Solo. This means that their last film they actually directed was actually 2014's 22 Jump Street. During that time, they also co-wrote Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and the Lego Movie 2, the second part. And that's it, pretty much.
Creative differences seems to be a thing, but, it's different because, Star Wars, they were. I actually didn't even know that they worked on Solo.
Yeah.
I'm going to be kind of real here. I didn't even know that they were even involved in that in any way, shape, or form. I just know that they did a great...
Yeah, actually, I read about that once.
Oh, okay. I didn't. My bad, y'all. I didn't care enough about the movie to really research it, so that's on me. But
so good.
So I didn't know that they did that. That was a fun fact for me personally. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel like that they get the Spider-Verse movies, and that's what matters the most. Yeah. And they seem to really care. And I feel like that when you care too much about something, it can tend to get a little heated and everything. But also, Sony, what are you guys doing not renewing them? They are giving you they're all into these things. They're even giving you a live action noir with Nicolas Cage. What are you guys doing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Well, yeah, I'd like to say a few things here.
I mean, feel free to say what you have to say.
Like, now this is towards Sony. I like to say this right here. So, all I like to say is, what the hell were you idiots thinking? And because, like, I mean, these guys are the ones that are keeping the Spider-Man spirit alive in, like, Sony. And now, because you have completely been giving live-action spin-offs that are completely unnecessary. Morbius, Madam Web, and now Kraven the Hunter. And now you just get rid of these two guys who are actually keeping the Spider-Man spirit alive, other than Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. Like,
That's true.
I'm, like, really flabbergasted by this.
Wow, yeah, that's
And honestly, you really should be ashamed of yourself, Sony. It's like you're almost doing this like just to hurt us Spider-Man fans who love the character and like its history and everything.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah.
And all the characters related to Spider-Man, whether they're villains or side characters or people who are partners with Spider-Man and stuff, like, that's just wrong.
I have to agree. I think that,
I mean, especially when Across the Spider-Verse did like amazing.
Yeah, the two movies were great. I mean, I still think the first one was better, but we did a whole video on that. You guys can check that out. But yeah, it's like, I don't know why they just don't give the rest of the rights to Disney. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, Disney is Disney, but if they can make out a deal that they can still have the video game rights and something, I feel like that would just be cool, because this is ridiculous. And not to mention, it turns out that any villain that Sony uses, Marvel can't use.
Yeah.
Which is why they're doing Kraven, and then they did all that stuff. Kraven's going to do terrible. The trailer was interesting, but we say that for every trailer, and then it ends up being something else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it goes to show that, like, they only made Kraven so that they can't use it for MCU and Marvel Studios and stuff like that. They can't use it for anything else like that. It's like they're purposely doing this to spite Marvel Studios, and I don't get it. Like, they announced Wolverine like 2 years ago and we never got anything. That they are just, I think they're flopping. I think that Sony really is failing with this, and they need to start really realizing that, like, oh shit, we are fucking things up. Because it's not like Venom 3, I'm kind of a little worried about, but I feel like it's gonna do good. But I don't know. But like, Kraven's gonna fail because it's competing with Venom. It's actually, no, Venom's coming out in October, right?
Yeah.
My apologies.
And I believe Kraven's like December.
Yes, it's competing with the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Which is why it's going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail just because they're trying to get it out with Sonic, and it's going to do terribly. But I also feel like it's not going to be very good, but that's just my opinion. I've seen those other movies, it is, like, we've watched them, we reviewed them, checked them out. But yeah, it's just, they got to start doing this thing where it's just, we got to just sell Spider-Man back to Marvel and just agree we get the gaming rights. And maybe some movie stuff, maybe. But other than that, this has to get sorted out, because this is starting to really affect things. And if they leave and they don't get anyone better, we are screwed. But they're still in contract with working with the third movie. And I also think they are still contract buys to do Noir. But that one I'm not sure. If I know that they have to make the third one, though. That's part of the contract.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, that's still them.
That might be their last project, because the Noir can get scrapped or can be redirected or whatever. But yeah, guys, that's everything. That's just some news we want to share.
Yeah. Oh, but just lastly, I mean, regardless though, anyway, what some people may think of the Venom movies, those are the only spin-off characters I only enjoy.
I love the two movies.
Especially, I mean, Tom Hardy did a great job.
Yes, he's one of the best Venoms.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, despite with everything happening now, I may feel some worries about Venom: The Last Dance, but that's the only movie I'm just gonna left focusing on right now for this year.
Yeah, and then because Kraven,
no.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. That one, everyone knows it's gonna flop, so it is what it is. But yeah, that one is obviously beloved. That one had a lot of love and care into. I do love both movies, but we'll just have to see what they do with that. But yeah, that's it's just a really sucky situation, because this has been such a great year for Marvel, which we are going to talk about in December for sure. But it's just one of those, this is just a little sad news. So
Yeah.
And
I just really wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, we both did. We both really wanted to talk.
I mean, I was like really upset when I heard about.
Yeah,
this.
I told Christopher we should do a Marvel talk on this, and he was like, "Oh, absolutely."
Yes, I was like, yes, I really want to talk about this. I really want to get this out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because when I said Marvel talk, and he's like, "Oh, absolutely." So I was like, "Cool." So we're on the same page. But yeah, this is just really sad news. But hopefully there's some light, and maybe they'll negotiate something. Maybe they'll do something. But yeah, But yeah,
it is for the best. They leave Spider-Man up to the MCU now.
Yeah, I think it's time for Sony to kind of just stop making the movies, sell the rights, but have a condition where they can still do PS exclusive games for Marvel characters or whatever, and leave it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and if you do like what we do, subscribing helps a lot with sharing as well. And we just hope you guys enjoy. We have an Instagram as well, which is in the links in the description down below. And with that being said, that's everything we have to say. So let us know in the comments down below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one. With that being said, Excelsior.
Enough said.